I should be like you, Mel.
Ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Well, good morning, Cherries fans, and welcome back to Up the Cherries. Of course, it's 8 a.m, it's Friday, it's Cherry AM, and that can only mean one thing, that I am joined today by my co-host, and that is, of course, Mr. Paul from Oz. Paul, good morning, or in your case, good evening. How are you doing? How's your week been?
Really, I've had a busy day today, Matt, to be honest. Running around here, there, and everywhere, but that's the way it goes, isn't it? Got to get on with it, mate. But yeah, no, I'm fine. And we're 6 o'clock at night here in the evening, so it's just starting to get a little bit darker. But,
yeah.
Always a pleasure to be on, Matt, with yourself. Yep. Yeah,
no, it's always a pleasure to be with yourself as well. Of course, we've got a few topics we're going to discuss today. So for everybody watching, if you've got any memories of previous Villa games, so going back through history, obviously we've not played Villa loads and loads of times over the history, obviously back in the 70s, late 80s, and then Premier League era. I think there was a cup match there as well, if I remember rightly. I think the season we came up to the Premier League, I think we played Villa in the cup at Villa Park. So there's a few games across the history, but yeah, if you've got any memories of any of the games, obviously there's one famous game that myself and Paul will touch on a little bit later, but yeah, any memories of games you got against Villa, do chuck them in the comments, because it'd be good to hear everybody's memories on that one. We'll be getting Paul's views as well on the Villa game, on what he thinks will happen, and of course there'll be a couple other little bits and pieces as well that we'll be discussing. So we're going to get straight on with it, but first we're just going to highlight a couple of shows that are currently up on the channel. Of course, this week's Dean Court Social, that's now out on YouTube, so do check that out. That's where myself and Craig discuss this up and coming week's game, give our score predictions. So yeah, do check that one out. That's now live on the channel. Coming up this Sunday, something we're very, very excited about. And I know two people are very excited about it as well. And that is our first Mad Cherries watch-along show. So Malcolm and Darren, hence the Mad, that's an abbreviation of their two names. They will be doing a live watch-along from 1:45 p.m. on Sunday. They will be covering off the team lineups first, and obviously will then give you some running commentary throughout the game, which I'm sure is going to be full of many, many laughs, and yeah, a bit of slapstick comedy, I think this will be. But yeah, that will be going live on Sunday, so do please give that a watch. And if you haven't already, of course, there's a show with my friend with me today, Get Back to Dean Court Where Paul Belongs, where he tells us his story of his visit back to the UK. Paul, I'll hand over to you very quickly, because I know there's some thank yous you want to give.
Yeah, I do, Matt. And after I finished and I'd watched the video, I realised I hadn't given thanks to a few people that I should have done. I'd love to thank, obviously, my sister Carol, her husband Dave, Julie and Vanessa for taking me here, there and everywhere in their car, and taking me to the Fulham game, which I was privileged to watch, and picking me up nearly 11:30 at night, which was great. Thanks for that. And also want to say a big thank you to my friend of 50 years, Dave Torring, and his lovely wife Helen, for their hospitality. I stayed at their house, and especially for Dave for driving me to Liverpool, because if you watch the video, you'll see the latter half of the video is about my time in Liverpool with Anfield and Everton and the Beatles story and stuff. And if Dave hadn't have done that, it would have been really difficult for me. So thank you to those people. You made my holiday great, you guys. So thank you so much, and thanks for giving me the time, Matt, for getting me to say that. That's great. Thanks, Matty.
Yeah, no worries at all, Paul. And if you haven't checked it out already, do check out this video as well. There's been some great response from both sides of the world on this one, so do check it out. But first, before we get started, before we get Paul's views on this weekend's game, we're just going to dive into the comments, say hello to everybody, because obviously it's you guys that make the show. And of course, first one up, not a name that's unfamiliar, a name that's with us every day, and that's Mr. Chris Hubble. Morning, everyone. Up the cherries. Yeah, up the cherries indeed, Chris. I hope you're well. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. It's always great to have you with us. Familiar face, Malcolm. Good morning, Matt, Paul, and everyone in the chat. Happy Friday. Yeah, happy Friday to everybody indeed. It's great to have everybody with us. So, as always, Malcolm, thank you for joining us. Another familiar face, David DaCosta. Hope you're well. Morning, Matt and Paul. Glad to have you back. 24 degrees and rain up the cherries. Oh, so you got the rain there, David. What's your weather like today? You normally get a weather update from you, Paul. We haven't had it yet.
No, it's about 15, 16. It's been overcast today, a bit humid over here. How does it get humid at 16 degrees? I don't know, but it just feels humid. But that's Australia, mate.
Yeah, well, it's well, here we've got actually there's a bit of blue sky at the minute, but there's clouds coming in, so it's not looking too promising. But it's been dry. It's been dry this morning. It was dry when I was out nice and early this morning. So we'll see how the day goes here. But Paul, another name that we always recognise, Mr. Paul Sant in the chat. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you, Paul. Hope you're well. Liam, good morning to you. Good morning, Matt and Paul, and up the cherries. Yes, indeed, my friend. I hope you're well. Paul has said probably the best game was Ted Mack's flying header, which we will obviously touch on when we look back at some of the games later on in the show. But that's definitely one from many, many years ago. Malcolm, he's more nervous than excited for Sunday. You and Daz will be fine. You will be fine. And talking to Daz, where's Daz? He's normally popped up in the chat by now. You'll be fine, Malcolm. It'll be a great show, I'm sure. Paul, will we be able to interact with the live watch along? Yes, you will. So it'll be basically exactly the same as this. You will be. You'll be able to put your comments in and agree or disagree with Malcolm and Daz, or just put your views and opinions in. So absolutely more than welcome. So they love the interaction, Paul. So definitely that'd be great. Everyone will be able to interact with the watch along. Back in the
USSGB, so that means Great Britain on the end, does it? I don't know. Not sure what that means.
Not too sure on that one. Paul, sorry, Paul, not too sure on that one.
Unless he means back in the USSR, which is a Beatles song. You might be referring to the Beatles again. I don't know. On the White Album. I don't know, but
could be. Could well be. Vanessa's in.
Oh.
Nice, Vanessa. I'm sure the gang's watching. So good morning to everybody. Malcolm, anyone seen Bob the Builder? Yeah, exactly what I was just thinking. Where is he? He's late. And Fulford Wood, always love to hear from Paul.
Which Paul? I don't know whether that's Paul Sant, could be, or myself. I'm not sure.
Yeah, please let us know on that one.
Yeah.
But thank you to everybody in the chat so far. We've currently got 10 likes as well, so we do like the likes on the show. So if you're watching, do smash those likes for us. We've got over 20 watching at the minute, so yeah, if you haven't already, smash the like for us. It does get very, very muchly appreciated. So Paul, I'm going to hand over to you. So obviously Villa this week, they had a good win last night in the Europa League. 2-0. I caught the first half. I didn't catch the second half, unfortunately. But yeah, so they're on the back of a win, which is always good for your team, isn't it? When you come back in, off a win. Obviously, we're coming on the back of a defeat. But what's your views on this weekend's game?
Yeah, again, it's just personal opinion, Matt. I think there'll be a few changes for this game in my lineup. I'll put it out there. I've gone for a 2-2 draw. I think it'll be a score draw. I do. And you know what? The way Bournemouth play, they could even nick it at the end. Who knows with Bournemouth? They can be totally unpredictable at times, which is great. The mad chaos. I love it. The team that I've put out, a lot of it picks itself, I think, as we know. I've got Petrovic in goal. There's a little bit of a problem area, or could be at right back, with Jimenez, because he came off injured. And I don't know if anybody in the chat has seen whether or not he is actually available to play, or whether he's unavailable. If he's fit and ready to go, I would say he'll start. That's my opinion at right back. But if he's not, then it would be a toss-up between Lewis, Cook and Smithy. And I think he might go for Smithy with the experience at right back. But that would be interesting if anybody's seen anything on the internet, because I haven't, about whether he's fit. I'm gonna change the back four. I'm gonna put Senesi and I'm gonna bring in Milo instead of Diakite, and obviously Truffaut at right back. The reason I brought Milo in is I think when we let in 3 at Palace, I think that was what happened. He dropped Diakite, and let's face it, they couldn't stop Haaland. Not many teams can stop him, but I don't know. I'm not sure about what went on there. So the back four is going to be, for me, ideally Jimenez, Senesi, Milo and Truffaut. Midfield, you can't change. You can't drop Adams or Scott, the form they're in. I think they're both playing brilliant. Again, I've put Kluivert just in front of them for his unpredictability. I mean, 10 minutes from him and the game changes. He's just that sort of player. I'd start him. Definitely start Justin. And I've gone for a change up front. I know we're all big fans of Mr. Krupi, and I think he's going to get on. I'm sure he's going to get on. But I've got a funny feeling he's going to start Evan Nilsson up front. Put him in the deep end and try and get a response from him at not playing. Just an opinion. And I've got Tav on the right wing and Semenyo on the left. And obviously, so there's a few changes. So I brought Milo in, and I brought Justin Kluivert in to start, and I got Evan Nilsson in there as well. That's just my opinion. And one thing that I missed that you pointed out to me, Matt, which was there's a few people topping up the 100 game mark. There's Antoine Semenyo, Marcus Senesi, and Mr. Tavernier, all clocked up 100 appearances, which is great, isn't it, for the club? Quality of players doing that stuff. I hadn't realised there was 3 of them. But yeah, well, Bournemouth are going to go into this game, and for those of you that know Villa, it used to be called Villa Park. I don't know what the name is. They changed the name all the time, don't they?
No, it's still Villa Park.
Is it still Villa?
Yeah, it's
it
not
is still Villa Park.
Yeah, it's not had any stadium naming rights on it, to my knowledge. It's still
right. Okay. Well,
one of the nicest stadiums, I must say. Sorry, very, very quickly before. One of the nicest stadiums I've been to. That I love the brickwork on the outside of it. It's a really nice stadium, Villa Park, and yeah, I've had a couple of good experiences up there. But yeah, beautiful stadium. Sorry, over to you.
No, that's fine, Matt. I think also you talk about the stadium, their fan base. It gets pretty volatile in there, mate. They're pretty loud at Villa Park in there, and pretty what's the word? They're huge noise for the home team. Well, we're going into it fifth on goal difference in the Premier League, and Villa are 11th, but I don't think that means much. Interesting what you said as well, or what we've spoken about, is the win probability situation, where they're only giving like 16-17% for Bournemouth to win. And I think it's 33% for a draw, and Villa are up something ridiculous, 70%, I can't remember, 65%.
I think it's, was it 50% Villa? I think
that's right.
That adds up to 100% that altogether, doesn't it? So
yeah, that's right, yeah. You obviously went to school, Matt, but I look at that and I think, well,
50%.
They might be in for a bit of a shock. I could see a draw. We want to get something, I think. A couple of players that worry me a bit. One's obviously Ollie Watkins, because he hasn't been in form and he's due for something. He's always there or thereabouts. He's got his eyes on the friendlies coming up with England. He'll want to go out and put on a good show for Tuchel, the England manager. And the other one is Morgan Rogers, who he didn't do it for Bournemouth, did he? Which was surprising. I think.
No, he didn't.
No, from memory, I think he scored one goal and he was pretty ordinary, from what I remember seeing of him.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can remember, I don't think he really got a lot of game time either. And I think City call him back because he wasn't getting the game time, if I remember rightly.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, a talented player. On his day he can punish you. So he's definitely one of those ones to watch, isn't he?
Yep. Oh yeah. And one ex-Bournemouth player that we all enjoyed when he was one of Eddie's signings. He had a lot of injuries with Bournemouth. Was Tyrone Mings.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the bench, I'd say. I can't believe he's 32. Man, time goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting, Malcolm. He's already had 7 appearances this season, so whether that's off the bench, I don't know. I think we might see him at some point. And one of my favourite not goalkeepers is Mr. Martinez, who likes to lay down it. Every time he gets the ball, he likes to lay on it if he's winning and pretend he can't get up. With the 8-second rule, I'm going to be keeping my eye on that little number, because he's full of it, that lad, with his gamesmanship. I'll put it that way, gamesmanship. Another bit of interesting news, their captain, Scottish player who plays alongside Ryan Christie, John McGinn, he's just signed a new contract with Villa till 2028. And his value on the market is 18 million. So, but apparently he's really happy at Villa. So a few bits and pieces there. The other thing that I hadn't realised, Matt, is with the international break coming up, this is Bournemouth's last game in the league until we take on West Ham.
Yeah.
On the 22nd of November. That seems a lifetime away, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a big old gap, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I'll make it very brief because I'm not a fan of the friendlies. England, Serbia. We're going to get sight of Milo and Petrovic playing for Serbia.
Yeah.
And the other game is England are away at Albania. So, they should do okay there. The only thing I hadn't known was if it's too early for the call-ups. I believe that Ryan Christie and Gannon Doak have been called up for Scotland already.
I think the Scotland squad's been announced. Yeah, England gets announced today.
Does it? Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Scotland I think was a little bit earlier on in the week. Tuesday, I think it was. Maybe I'm wrong. If anyone's in the chat knows, but any different. But I think it was Tuesday.
And we've got the Echo banging on about Alex Scott should be in the squad for England, but personally, I just a little bit too soon for him. I think he has improved a lot, hasn't he? But
I think with his experience, and as a player, he's grown up with England. Playing in the under, all the under levels, and I think he deserves a shot at it. My honest opinion. But will he get that call up? It would be great. It would be great to see him called up. Obviously, we've had Callum Wilson and Lewis Cook called up to full squads, over the years. So it would be nice to see Alex Scott get his call up, definitely.
what's interesting, Matt, as well, is that often it follows on if they play for the under-20s or the under-21s or whatever it is. They often, so a percentage of them seem to go through, don't they, to the next level, which is the full England squad. So who knows? 12 months time.
Yeah.
Whether he'll get into the World Cup squad, he's going to have to really go for it. He's really going to have to be outstanding to do that, in my opinion. But he's definitely improved.
Definitely going in the right direction for an England club.
We'll finish on the international scene shortly, but one of our favourites, Antoine Semenyo, is obviously going to play for Ghana. Ghana are away in Japan, playing in Japan.
So they play in friendlies then, I believe, are they?
I beg your pardon?
They must be friendlies, are they?
I guess they might be, yeah. And also the second game is in Korea. So that's got to be South Korea.
Wow, that's going to be great experience to go out there and play football out there.
Oh, yeah. And I read in the week, again, that Antoine had made a statement to say that he feels he's committed to Bournemouth, said that he's really loving his football here at Bournemouth and he wants to do the best for the team. And he loves playing for Andoni and he's trying to stay in the present. And I think he's saying very sensible stuff there, staying in the present. He's not getting carried away with speculation. So that's a positive sign that he's actually come out and said that. Because I believe they gave him a new contract, didn't they, Maddie, with, was it 5 years or something, wasn't it? On Semenyo. It was a long contract.
He signed, didn't he, during the summer, yeah.
And again, just one more thing and then we'll come back to you. I'm dominating the show here, mate. I don't want to get that home. He just on Semenyo, as you know, he was put forward for goal of the month. That was the first goal against Fulham, which I was privileged to be at. Yeah. Against Justin's goal from the same game. How did I do it when I was there? I don't know. Two of the greatest best goals of the month, and you know who won it, don't you?
Yeah. No, it's the was it the Clubs Awards? I don't know if the Premier League one's been announced yet or not.
I don't think so. No,
so this is the club one, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it was Justin Kluivert won for that marvellous strike that he did against Fulham, and beautiful. Why not? Game changer, brilliant stuff. He was up against, as I say, Antoine Junior Krupi and also Sophie Quirk against Oxford United for the ladies.
Oh, but great finish that was. Yeah, if you haven't seen it,
I did.
Check it out. Yeah, actually, two very good finishes in that ladies' game. Two very good finishes. So if you haven't seen it, do get on YouTube, check them out.
Yeah. So just to summarise, I'm going for 2-2. And I believe if they want to know your prediction, they need to look at cherry picking. Is that correct?
The Dean Court Social, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I'll hand back to you now, Matt, on that for a little bit.
So what was your score prediction, sorry?
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
2-2. Yeah. Okay, yeah, interesting. Good comment here from Malcolm just before we move on. Villa put out a strange lineup last night. Not brilliant, but got the job done. I did think the same, actually. I don't know if you saw the lineup, Paul, but there was a few names in there that I thought, he's rotating the squad here a little bit. Was it Lindelof, I think, played at right back, Malcolm, if you're watching? I think it was Lindelof. Was it played at right back? But yeah, there was a few names in there that made a bit of a surprise. And also, Malcolm has just told us that Mings is doubtful due to a hamstring injury.
Right.
Yes, cool. Thank you, Malcolm. Let's just jump back in the chat very, very quickly. David, so good morning, Matt and Paul. Looking forward to the show. Great show Tuesday. Magic graphics, Matt. Yeah, no, thank you for your kind words there, David. Yeah, it was a good show to do with Paul. Very, very interesting. So yeah, no, thank you for your kind words there. Another one of the Watkins gangs in the house. Julie's in. Good morning to you, Julie. Hope you're well. Paul Sant, pity we are not playing Chelsea. I think the team have travelled 2,000 miles this week. Wow, did they play somewhere like on the outskirts of Europe or something in the Europa League or Champions League, whichever one they're in? Wow. Oh, that's some travelling. That is definitely some travelling. Yeah, we've gone over that one. think Scott has got to get one back on Mings. But mind you, it would be like David and Goliath if Scott has a go at Mings. Cool. Well, thanks to everybody in the chat so far. We've got 11 likes. So, no, thank you to everybody that's given us a like. Much appreciated. We do love the likes. Okay, Paul, there's a little subject that we didn't touch on during your show this week, but there was a bit of an interesting article that you picked up while you were up there. Obviously, we found out the reason why the purple lighting's on the pitch, didn't we? Obviously, that's to help the grass grow. But you found something else out as well, didn't you? About how it's financed and things like that.
Oh, ridiculous. Yeah, well, I need to say thanks to Dave Torring, my friend in England, if he's watching, because he actually sent me that article. And it says that the machine at Everton FC that produces a pink light on the pitch, which we saw, myself and Dave saw, is a type of LED heat lamp used to help the grass grow and to maintain the playing surf. We got there about 4:45 in the afternoon, and we didn't know what it was. And it emits a pinkish glow rather than a reddish glow, what I noticed, but it's visible at night, and it provides warmth to the pitch to promote healthy grass growth. The technology is quite common in modern stadiums for pitch maintenance and explains the pink light effect seen at Everton's new stadium. I don't think we've got it at Bournemouth. I haven't seen it at Bournemouth, Matt, but
they've got a system at Bournemouth that does the same thing, because I think at one point there was stuff in the Echo that you could see this massive orange glow down at night because they were using so yeah, I think it's something that the all the clubs obviously use, but I've never seen this pink technology before, to be honest.
No, and the thing that leads on to is when I looked into this a little bit further today, I couldn't believe that the Premier League actually fund Premier League clubs. What's this? When the lights up in the sky. Oh, at Dean Court.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Cheers for that, Paul.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I couldn't believe that the Premier League actually funds 70% of the costs to Premier League clubs, which I find unbelievable. Because when I looked a bit further into that story, I found that the Premier League last season, I think it's 23-24, made £6 billion. You know, you can't even think in those figures. I mean, where does this money go? I have no idea. You look at that, £6 billion, and what they pay out to the clubs, we know that it's done on positions in the Premier League, and you go down to the Championship, they get an automatic of 5.5 million, plus parachute payments to Championship. Division 1, they just get £1 million per club, and it gets even worse. Poor old Division 2, they get 750,000 quid for a season from the Premier League. Personally, I don't think that's enough. I think that's awful, because they're feeder clubs. You know, you look at people like Semenyo, Alex Scott, they've come from Bristol City, you know, through the ranks, mate, and there's lots of players, too many to mention, that have come through it. And if, you know, they really need to look after those lower teams. I was reading today, Hartlepool United are in big bother with finances at the moment. I believe they're in the National League. Yeah, I saw a programme about them today. I didn't watch all of it, but they're in a lot of bother there. And they've been in the league, or they were in the league, started in about 1906 or something. But, yeah, pretty mean of the Premier League, I think. As I say, I don't know where all that money goes, mate, but unbelievable. Yeah, so that's cleared that up, Matt. That was something that was on my mind. But thanks to Dave Torring and yourself for looking at that. Yeah,
no, definitely. And next on the agenda then, Paul, I think is looking back at some of the old Villa games, isn't it? I think a memory that probably stands out for yourself is one particular memory, which is probably this one.
Yeah, look at that crowd. Look at the crowd in there. You couldn't get a seat for quids in there, could you?
No. If research has served me right, That was obviously filmed on Match of the Day, which obviously we all know.
Yeah.
Match of the Day was there. I've actually got a copy of this on DVD. And that crowd there was a record attendance for a third division game at the time.
Yeah.
And the attendance was 48,110.
Yep. Yep. And you know what, Matt? You look at that picture, and just to the left of Ted, look who's in the middle of the park there, right next to him. Phil Boyer.
Phil Boyer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe the cross was put in by
Alex Scott.
Tony Scott. Yeah.
Tony Scott. That's right.
Who actually played for Villa between, I think, 1965 and 1967, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, he actually played for Villa. But, so, I mean, this is a picture that, goes through, everybody's memories or, for people like me, you learn about it throughout the years. I remember my dad telling me about, I remember watching Match of the Day as a kid and my dad saying to me, Bournemouth were on there once, many years ago. Because obviously he went to sort of Premier League, it was just Premier League games from the 90s, wasn't it? So, I'd be watching it and I think I must have asked him a question like, why is Bournemouth never on air? And he told me the story of this one and this goal. So it's amazing how you learn things when you grow up.
Yeah. Do you know, Matt, I would have been 19 when that game was played.
Wow.
And I wish I was 19 now, but I would have been 19 then. And you're right, and I believe it would have been under 5 minutes they showed on Match today. I think I watched it, and Dave DeCosta, if he's still there, I'm sure he could validate that Bournemouth were never on Match of the Day. They weren't ever on. Southampton were on quite a bit because they were in the old first division, but with us being just floating around the third division, Bournemouth were never on. And what a great game to put on with a goal like that.
What a header.
It's still available. Still available on YouTube to watch.
It's all on YouTube. It's everywhere on YouTube. So, you can find it very, very easily. But the iconic Ted McDougall header for the Cherries against Villa.
And what about Matt? What about the shirts, Matt?
Yeah, the green and black stripes. Yeah, that's why I've put my green and black striped shirt on today. A shirt that I thought I was hoping they were going to bring back, but I don't think. I think it's. The shirt I've got on at the minute, the replica of the shirt I've got on at the minute is wasn't very liked by the players at the time. They saw it as a bit of bad luck.
Really?
Yeah. So they actually changed it to it's the same shirt but just all white rather than green. And they played a few away games in that because they thought the green was unlucky in the late 90s. But goal of the match, this one. Ted McDougall's spectacular full-length diving header from a cross by former Villa winger Tony Scott. The quality of the goal has been described as iconic and the greatest consolation goal in AFC Bournemouth's history.
Love the socks, Matt. The black socks as well. Great.
Yeah, the black socks and the black boots. This was actually a top of the table clash at the time.
Yep. If my memory serves me, I know we lost, but I thought it was 2-1, but perhaps it may have been 3-1. I'm not sure.
It was 2-1. 2-1, I believe.
Was it 3?
2-1.
Oh, 2-1. Yeah, right. Yeah.
2-1. Yeah. So, but there's been other games as well over the years. There's been many.
Did you notice that? Sorry to interrupt you. Did you notice in the middle? That's the TV cameras up there. In the middle
on the scaffold there.
Yeah.
And I think there's people underneath it. I'm sure health and safety would probably have a field day on that in this day and age. But let's just quickly pop back into the comments. We'll touch on maybe a couple of more Villa games, and then we'll probably wrap up for this morning. Paul Sant, imagine Elon Musk brought an English club. I believe he's going to be the first trillionaire the world has ever had. Perhaps he might fancy Poole Town. Yeah, maybe so. Daz is in. Hi, Matt and Paul. Sorry, late. Work got in the way of my Cherry AM fix. And Bob the Builder has arrived. That is an iconic Cherries photo. Yeah, it's actually. Is it still in the Cherry Orchard on the wall. I think Ted McDougall actually signed the wall, didn't he? I do remember it being in there from years and years ago. Did Andy Lockhead score the winner for Villa? Did Andy Lockhead score the winner for Villa?
From Andy Lockhead, you used to play for Burnley, didn't he? Andy Lockhead.
No idea.
Maybe, yeah.
Before my time.
Yeah, that's what I remember him playing for Burnley, but he may have ended up at Villa. I don't know if that's right. But
be interesting to find out. I'm sure right this second Malcolm is
good.
Searching to find out. I'm sure he is. I'm sure it'll pop up in the comments in a minute.
Go for it, Mal. Yeah.
Ted, the original Big Mac. Yeah, so there's been like other games as well. I mean, in the late 80s, I mean, I found some results, and I do remember my dad talking about these games as well. 1988 and 87, so 87-88 season. I think that's when Villa dropped down to the old second division, the old Division 2.
Harry's team.
Yeah, and we drew 1-1 at Villa Park, and then we lost at home, I think, 2-1 at home. And then after that, we didn't play Villa again competitively until 25th of January 2015, when we travelled to Villa Park in a FA Cup round. And we lost there 2-1. But from what I can remember of that game, I got the programme for it somewhere. Bournemouth made a good account of themselves. So, yeah, and then of course, then we go into the Premier League days. So, when you look at the Premier League era, we lost the first game of the Premier League. They were the first opposition we faced in the Premier League back in 2015, August the 8th. Great day. Lost that one, unfortunately, 1-0 to a header. From what I can remember, that was actually up the Ted Mack end. I think they scored, if I remember rightly. And then we went to Villa Park in the April and beat them 2-1. And since then, there's a bit of a mixed bag of results.
Matt, there's a game that stands out for me.
Only
one game that comes to mind when Steven Gerrard was in charge. Oh, he did score the winner.
I told you in the background there, looking for it.
Yeah. I'm sure he played for Burnley, Malk, as well. But Steven Gerrard was in charge, and I think it was the first game of the season at Dean Court, and I can always remember Kiefer Moore's header at the far post when we beat them 2-0. You would probably have been at that game.
Yeah. Jefferson Lerma scored the other.
Did he? Was that rocket shot that he took, or am I dreaming?
I think it was. I think it was. Yeah. Because I remember, going to the game thinking, if we get a point here today, it won't be a bad start. Because I think obviously as normal we were tipped to go down. But yeah, Kiefer Moore scored a really good goal, and then
Lerma.
Yeah, Lerma scored a rocket. I can remember. Malcolm, I remember seeing the Cherries beat Villa 3-0 at Dean Court back in the day.
Right.
That would have been, Malcolm, and here you go. 23rd of October, 1971.
Wow. Yeah.
23rd of 71.
Don't ring any bells with me, Malcolm, but I'm sure if you say it happened, it happened.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah, I got it here. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, 23rd of October, 1971.
Because they were a crash hot team in those days, Villa, in the early 70s. There you go. Yes, Moore's goal was a really brave header.
Yeah, it was. No, I do remember that, and he scored the screamer. But yeah, interesting to see what happens this weekend. It's going to be an interesting game, I think, against two very, very good sides. And I think, if we can come away with something from it, we'll be very, very happy. Malcolm, I was only 12 months after being a twinkle in my dad's eye. Honestly, this watch along on Sunday, it's going to be hilarious. Wow, I have so much rubbish stored in my head. Yes, but I think we're going to wrap up now, Paul, aren't we? It's been another great show. So, a big thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us as always. Thank you to everybody who's given us a like. And just before we go, just to quickly remind everybody of the current shows that's on the channel. We do have the Dean Court Social, which is out now. Myself and Craig give our opinions and our thoughts on this weekend's up-and-coming game. So do tune into that if you haven't already.
Do you know, mate, I'm looking at that picture of the Dean Court Social, and I'm starting to wonder whether we will play in blue or whether we will play in pink, because I think there's a bit of a colour clash with the blue and Villa's shirts, isn't there?
Yeah, so Villa do have a touch of blue in their shirt, so it wouldn't surprise me if we did play in pink. It will be interesting to see which kit we can turn up in the day. Which, to be fair, the pink one's really grown on me lately. And, of course, Sunday, do tune in to Mad Cherries, Malcolm and Darren's live watch-along show. It's the first watch-along that they'll be doing. Hopefully, they'll be doing many more as well. But, yes, this is their first one. They will be starting live at 1:45. 1:45 to discuss and give their opinions on the team lineups. And any last minute news, and then there'll be all sorts of jokes and banter throughout the 90 minutes between these two as they host their first watch along show. So guys, if you can, do tune in. If you're watching the game at home, switch the commentary off. The commentary on this will be a lot better, I can guarantee. I'm sure I could guarantee that. And of course, lastly, get back to Dean Court where Paul belongs, the show that myself and Paul did earlier on in the week about his return to the UK. If you haven't checked that one out, do please check it out. Myself and Paul very much appreciate it. But
you know what, mate? I publicly would like to say a big thank you to that for the work you put in on that show, because you really went, and did a really good job. The comments I've had around in Australia about that show has been top stuff. They've said, "Wow." I think Nick from Sydney, he sent in a message saying, "What a great lot of it was so well done, Matt." Pat you on the back.
Thank you.
Pat you on the back, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. It was great doing it. And it was nice. Yeah, Nick messaged me personally earlier on in the week, and said it was a great show, good tribute to Paul. So thank you to everybody that has given us nice comments on that one. It's been greatly appreciated. But let's just quickly jump back in the chat before we go.
Yep.
Anyone has any jokes to share on Sunday, please put them in the chat. So basically it is going to be an interacting show. So guys, do join in with them, because it's going to be hilarious. So if you can chuck something in,
it's 1 o'clock in the morning over here, Matt, when that's going on. So I won't be online, but I'll be watching when I get up. But otherwise, I would. But and I think even for Darren, it's got to be about 11 o'clock at night kickoff. I believe
so. I think it was 10 o'clock. I think he told me.
Oh,
I think
it?
Okay. Yes, I think he said it was 10 o'clock. So it was. He was like, I can do. He could do it. So, So guys, anyone watching, if you do tune into the watch along, it is going to be live. It is going to be interacting. So guys, put your opinions in there. Give the guys some banter. They'll love it. Guys, good luck to you. I'll speak to you both, I'm sure, before you go live on Sunday. So, but good luck to you both on that one. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Paul Sant, thanks, lads. Great to see you back, Paul. Yeah, it's great to have Paul back. Darren, I will watch from the beginning now. Cheers, Matt and Paul from Oz. Yeah, cheers, Daz. Anyone does then have any jokes or anything you want to put in the chat, chuck it in. The guys will love it on Sunday. Have a great weekend to everybody. Everybody, thanks for joining us today, as always. We'll do, Mal. Have a great weekend up the cherries. Colin, loving the content, lads. Great to hear from some real hardcore supporters. Now, I believe, is this a friend of yourself?
Yeah, it's one of my friends, Alan. Alan Luff is his father. Alan was a great, really top of top soccer player. And Colin was also a top soccer player. Colin played for Wollongong Wolves in the A-League.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he played at A-League level. And I used to go and watch him with his dad back in the 90s. And Colin, I remember him scoring a chipped goal from near the halfway line in one of those games. That will always stick in my memory. But Colin was right up there, great player in the A-League. Colin, yeah. Good to see you, Cole. Thanks for your lovely comment, mate. Lovely stuff.
Yeah, wow. It'd be interesting, Paul, to maybe learn a little bit more about Colin and his time in the game. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Colin, for joining us. It's much appreciated. Vanessa, great to have you guys all with us as always. A great bit of history there. Looking forward to Villa. I think it would be pink 1-1.
Oh, the shirts. Yeah, I think it will be.
Yeah. And to be fair, I'd take a 1-1 now. Be a good point to get on the board away from home. And 10 p.m. kickoff for Daz.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So once again, thank you to everybody for tuning in. Much appreciated. Myself and Paul will be back next Friday for another Cherry AM. Do stick to the channel. Don't forget the watch along Sunday, and there'll be other shows coming up throughout the week as well. So as always, guys, it's been a pleasure. But from myself and Paul, we're just going to leave you just on a moment's reflection. Obviously, it's Sunday is Remembrance Day. So myself and Paul just want to leave you guys with just a moment's reflection in tribute to this week's Remembrance Sunday. And myself and Paul will see you next week.